I'm telling you right now, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win back-to-back championships. Yep, I'm calling it right now. The Milwaukee Bucks will be the 2022 NBA champions. I just think this team is too good, and Giannis is so far ahead of everybody else as the best player in the world at the current moment that this team's too good and they're going to win. I really don't see many threats to them. In the East, you have the Nets. That's really it. I don't think the Sixers or the Heat or the Wizards, the way they've been playing, are that good. The Bucks are 13-8 right now. They've finally figured it out. They'll make some moves at the deadline, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is that guy. He is that good at basketball. He is so dominant that this team is going to win a championship. They're definitely going to win another one. I think they're going to be back-to-back this year. That's what I'm predicting. But there is no way Giannis, by the end of his career, does not win another championship. He's not leaving Milwaukee. He's not going anywhere. The Milwaukee Bucks, they're going to be perennial powers with Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is that player. He is that elite. They have a lot of flexibility with their roster, too, if they decide to make some moves at the deadline. They can add some pieces if in free agency or in future seasons. If they decide they want to get rid of Drew Holiday or want to get rid of Chris Middleton, they can pretty much get any guy they want, any other star that looks for a swap, just because of the contract size and ability to move it out. I could see John Wall going to Milwaukee if his contract potentially gets bought out by the Rockets, which I don't think it will, but I could see John Wall going to Milwaukee and running this six-man role off the bench. I feel like Milwaukee would be willing to do that, and John Wall would be willing to play for a team that's capable of winning a championship. Like I said, I think they're going to win it. I think Giannis is that much better than everybody else in the NBA. The fact that he's shooting threes now is just scary. He's averaging around 1.5 threes per game. If he just keeps shooting at a decent enough percentage where you have to guard him from out there, where you can't give him the Ben Simmons treatment and just let him be, there's just no way that this team is not winning. And like I said, I think it's going to be this year, but as his three gets better, it's going to be every year they're going to be looked at as the team to beat. He's just that good of a player. If you have to bite, as we see in that clip right there, if you have to bite for a Giannis pump fake, it's over. Like, if this dude is pump faking threes to the point where, if he's hitting threes to the point where you have to bite on his pump fakes, if he can catch and shoot, it's not fair. Because the only way to stop the Bucks in previous years was you only have to guard Giannis in the paint. You only have to guard Giannis in the paint. Well, now you have to guard Giannis everywhere, and now you have lanes for other guys. Now Drew Holiday can attack the basket. Now Grayson Allen can cut to the basket. Chris Middleton can cut to the basket. There's lanes for him. So if you get a guy like John Wall, now there's like a slasher guy. There's lanes for him to drive to the basket because you can't just sit there because you have to guard Giannis from deep. And Giannis is 6'11", so you can run him at the 5. He's best player on the floor no matter what position you're running him at. No one can guard him. Like, he's a mismatch problem from every team in the NBA. And he can guard anybody. Play in the Nets. You can put him on Kevin Durant if you want to put him on Kevin Durant. Like, you can put him on whoever they're running at center. You can put him on Anthony Davis if you're playing the Lakers. You can put him on DeAndre Ayton if you're playing the Suns. You can put on, if you're playing the Suns, you can put on Mikal Bridges, someone a little bit smaller. He's fast enough to guard them. He's long enough to guard them. He can block pretty much everything. Like, we saw him in the finals, that block he had down that DeAndre Ayton lob. That might be one of the best blocks in finals history. That's up there with the LeBron block. Like, this guy is that good at basketball, or this team's going to be that good. Like, as we've seen this far in this season, it seems like he's not even putting that much effort in. That's why they started 13-8. But if he puts the effort in, he put in the finals, they could probably win. They could probably break the Warriors' record. They're that good of a team. Like, the only real issues that Milwaukee could potentially have is him getting hurt, or even one of their role players getting hurt, like their secondary stars, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, if they get hurt. But they're just that good of a team, and their front office has shown to be smart enough where they're going to make a move. An underrated move they made last year was getting P.J. Tucker at the deadline. P.J. Tucker played a really good defense and shot decent enough from threes where he had to be respected, the same way you're talking about Giannis. So you get another guy that can just help make one facet of basketball easier. Like P.J. Tucker made playing defense a lot easier for the guys. Gave him good rest. They could rest on the defensive end a little bit because P.J. Tucker would take care of your superstar player. If they do something like that, or they get a guy that can make him rest on offense a little bit, can handle the ball so Giannis can take some time off, and this guy can just run the floor for a little bit. That's what they need. It'll help them out a lot. So if we look specific to this year, what teams do we really see making a threat to the Bucks? In the East, it's really just the Nets. That's all I'm really going to consider looking at, and I don't think they can do it without Kyrie for the season. He said, he's out for the season. I think he would have been out anyway without him saying that. I still think they beat him. This is the same team they beat in 7 games last year, and I think they'll just handle them better because I think they're a better team this year. I just think they're progressing, and they're just a little bit better. They have the confidence of winning. They now have the experience of winning that Kevin Durant had that helped him in that series last year. Then if you go to the championship, who are you going to place? Golden State, the Lakers, or the Suns? That's kind of the big three from the West. The Warriors are really good. They match up well, but who on that team can guard Giannis? Is it gonna be James Wiseman? I don't think Draymond can do it. He's not athletic enough, and Wiseman's too young. Wiseman's not experienced enough, so it's gonna be a great series if it's that. I think the Warriors have the best chance to beat him. I don't think they would do it, but who knows how getting Clay back goes and how that goes for them. Phoenix, we already know how Phoenix handled the Bucks last year. Milwaukee handled them pretty well. Not easily, but pretty well. Won in 6 games after being down 2-0. So they won 4 straight against them. Phoenix looks really good right now, but who knows? Chris Paul's not getting any younger. And the whole team is kind of the same. Where Milwaukee's a little bit different. You lost P.J. Tucker, you add Grayson Allen, and just a little bit of change compared to the Suns, which I don't see anything major from their roster. Then you have the Lakers, who are probably the most interesting because they potentially have a guy that could guard Giannis decently well, and Anthony Davis. And they have LeBron, who's always a matchup problem, and LeBron's age and experience, along with Russell Westbrook, is just a different style of basketball where the Lakers have enough guys that they'll be physical with Giannis and could potentially take him out of the game, but they don't have the shooters that Milwaukee has and the secondary players. And Jrue Holiday would kind of take care of Russell Westbrook. They've battled each other a lot of times back when Jrue Holiday was in New Orleans and Russell Westbrook was in OKC. And Chris Middleton can handle LeBron. Not great, but he can guard him a little bit. I think that's a decent matchup. And then just your next guys down as you move past just the top 3 players. The bottom of Milwaukee's rotation is much better than the bottom of the Lakers' rotation. And personally, I don't even think the Lakers are going to get it that far. I think the West is a better conference, along with a lot of people. And I don't think the Lakers are going to get out of the West. And so, again, if it's Phoenix or if it's the Warriors, which I see being more than the Lakers, the Bucks can handle them. We saw the Bucks handle Phoenix, and I think the Bucks can handle Golden State. So with that, the Bucks are going to be the 2022 NBA champs because Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in the world.